Hello, and thank you for dropping by for this video presentation. The subject for this video presentation is the Dynamicweb Maps module. As you have probably already guessed, the idea of the Maps module is to present interest points. That could be stores, it could be dealers, any kind of interest point that you would like to present for the user at the front end. And the information of this, the geolocation that is based on the address of the store or the dealer, is being maintained within the user management. So it's all collected there, and it also has the ability to make automatic updates. So with the Dynamicweb Maps, you can show a map based on Google Maps, and the maintaining of the information is kept at a minimum amount of work. So I'll just take you to the front end and I'll show you what will be the end goal of this screencast. If we go to the About Us and we go down here to Dealers and Map, and here you'll see a list of Dynamicweb offices around the world. So this is kind of what we will end up with once this screencast has come to an end. The first thing we'll do is that we will flip to the user management, and I will create the extranet group and the offices that we will be presenting on the map. But first off, I will just create a Dynamicweb offices group, and it is this group that I will attach to the module at a later time. So after generating my Dynamicweb offices extranet group, I'll just add users, and in this case this will be the offices that we have around the world. And notice down here we have the geolocation box. If the module is installed, you will be presented to it, and if it's not installed, it will just remain invisible. So I'll just create our first office, and we'll start out by the Dynamicweb Copenhagen. And one thing that is nice to know is that it is the address to, zip code, city, and country which is being posted to Google to calculate the geolocation. And what you will see next is that as I click the save, you can see that the geolocation is being set. Almost all offices in place, just one missing, which is our main office. So I'll just add it, and that is for the purpose of showing you how to change the location. And actually, and luckily, for the real world example, the the geolocation that is being set by Google is a bit off at our main office. So I'll just show you what happens to the geolocation once we move the pen. So take a look at this. We have a new point right here, and I'll just click the save button, and we have a new location. What you should also notice here is the geolocation custom. As soon as you go to the map and you move the point manually, this is a custom location with this check mark being set. So now we have all our locations in place on the Dynamicweb offices. So I'll just find my page and my paragraph where I want to put in the modules map. So I'll go to the modules overview and I'll find my maps and I'll just add it. And obviously the most important thing here is selecting my points of interest. And in my case, I have some users, and in this case it is an extranet group containing our offices that I will be adding. Other than that, I'll not be getting into the specifics of the settings. Overall, you can say that you have the map settings with the map type and zoom level. We have the marker settings. We have the location list where you define where to put the list on the front page. And then obviously also at the end here, you can see that we have the templates. Not a lot of interest points at the south, so I'll just move my marker, so that will be the new center when the map is being presented. Enable cluster is probably one of those settings that's worth mentioning. If you have points of interest that's very close to each other, you can enable clustering, and then in the front end you'll just have one box showing the total number, and then when you zoom in, then they will expand and be divided into to separate interest points, and that's a pretty neat feature. Once our settings are in place, I just need to save them, and then we can jump to the front end and see the result of our efforts. First thing you may notice are the blue boxes that show the effect of the enabled cluster, meaning that if you have a lot of interest points that at the zoom level are close to each other, in order not to make it look too crowded, you can have them collected into one box showing the number, and then when you click them, they will zoom in and they will be divided into more interest points. The last place for us to go for this video presentation is back to the back end, where I'll show you the admin settings for the modules. So if you just follow my clicks, you'll get to the admin interface of the Maps module. There's not much to be said. You have an API key that you can obtain from Google. There is an upper limit of interest points that you can have at the map. If you need a lot of interest points, you will need the API key, and you can read more about it at the developers.google.com/map/licensing. The final thing to show and tell about is the ability to batch update. Instead of updating manually for each user or store or each location, you can have a list right here, and you can click the update, and it will update all of the listed. We have one that is custom. That's the one where we move the interest point manually, and then we have the others that's being set to not changed, since they have not been changed. Ladies and gentlemen, we reached the end of the video presentation. Thank you for watching.